Welcome to Florida Mint on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the crazy but true stories that always seem to take place.
Florida.
Florida.
We did it. That was on.
We did something.
Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah.
So it's been a fantastic week so far
Oh, man. So good.
here in the
Super
Sunshine
good.
State.
Yeah,
We love
Awesome
it.
weather. No natural disasters.
we made it through.
I've
Yeah.
kept myself off the internet because I don't want to read any headlines.
Okay.
I want to be hooked on headlines tonight from Cameron. Give it to me fresh.
I thought that's what we committed to each other since the beginning.
Since
Starting this,
Yeah,
we don't.
We
read
made that
Florida
promise. You were wearing that ring I gave you.
No, that
Florida Man ring.
That promise ring.
That promise ring is something completely different.
Man. Uh-oh.
I've been wearing it since my youth group days.
Oh, I've been wearing it on my toe.
So the first one was sent in to us by quite a few people.
Okay.
This one is about an alligator.
Naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So a Florida man rescued his dog from the jaws of an alligator.
Wait, I think you got it backwards. Rescued his alligator.
Yeah,
From the jaws.
from
Right.
the jaws of a dog.
Yep.
Yeah, so this Florida man jumped into a canal after a gator had grabbed onto his chocolate lab.
Come on.
Oh.
And so he jumped in the canal, literally took his hands and pried the gator's mouth open
Come on.
to get his dog
That
free.
snapper. You know, what's
Yeah.
that snapper?
I love it.
And it was a 9-foot alligator. Both the man and the dog were injured, but they were minor injuries.
Oh.
They were able to.
They both survived.
Yeah.
But the alligator did not survive.
I think that they came back and trapped him and took him somewhere else.
For living
Okay.
his life.
Yeah.
Just for those who are listening, that's how we deal with alligators in Florida.
Yep.
They just get relocated.
They get.
Yeah.
They get put to a different lake,
Hey,
basically.
this isn't a Michelin star canal.
Yeah.
You can't just eat a dog here.
I know. You're going over to Snicklefritz Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to have to visit your cousins.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we just move them around. I mean, but
Sure.
if they're naughty over there, who knows? They might get changed again. We never
That's
know.
the real question. How many times do you have to be naughty as
Same
an
gator.
alligator
Yeah.
before you go to gator prison?
Yeah.
It's the same gator every time.
It is.
There's only one gator. In the
old
state.
naughty Dave.
All right. So this one is so unique. I was really surprised when I read the story.
Okay.
Wow.
So-
that's a lot to surprise this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this Florida man
Uh-huh.
rescued an animal that was swimming out in the ocean.
Okay.
Okay.
Beaver.
Okay. That's
my
pretty
guess.
good. Pretty good guess.
Wayne.
He rescued a penguin.
A penguin.
Yeah.
Those are terrible guesses.
On an
Okay.
iceberg.
Right.
Ooh, global warming.
All right. So there was this bear.
Yeah. What?
Okay.
There's a black bear that was in a neighborhood kind of
Oof.
causing troubles. He wasn't supposed to be there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. How
he
does the
was-
neighborhood know?
The neighborhood just knows there's not supposed to be a bear there.
Well, I think this bear was there first.
When we
That's possible.
bought our house, we asked, is it a bear-free neighborhood?
Yeah. Is it bear friendly?
Yeah.
Is it open carry?
Exactly.
And bear friendly.
This happened in Alligator Point, Florida, by the way.
Jesus.
Well, okay.
Never
All
heard
right.
of it.
Yeah.
All right, so there's this black bear causing some problems in their neighborhood.
Right.
So wildlife officials came to trap it and relocate it.
Right.
Like we were talking about with an alligator.
Right.
They're used to pushing the alligator.
Yeah.
around.
So what happened is they shot a tranquilizer dart at it.
Okay.
Okay, which is fine. The bear starts getting
Okay,
sleepy.
it's fine by Cam.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, don't get upset about that.
He says it's fine.
Right.
It's fine.
The bear starts getting sleepy, but the problem was that the bear, when it got sleepy, started running into the ocean and just started swimming.
Oh, God.
I mean, literally
Oh,
took off.
Wayne
and-
does this though. When
Right.
he gets sleepy,
I
you can't get him next to a pool. Olympic sized pool. The
just
boy will
start
do some
swimming.
laps.
I just start swimming.
Yeah,
will
so
do
he
some
just
laps.
started heading out in the ocean, just started swimming. But the thing is, as he's going, the tranquilizer dart is working more and more, so he's getting sleepier and
Obviously,
sleepier.
they shot him with adrenaline.
He's just
They
getting
didn't shoot him
sleepier
with the
as he goes.
Yeah, so his legs are starting to, stop working. So this Florida man
Right. Come
Naturally.
on, bro.
jumps into the ocean, swims after this bear, literally goes up and saves this bear.
It says wrong way.
It's a 400-pound bear
Oh,
that as he's going out to save it, it's, getting sleepier and sleepier, and it's having a hard time keeping its head up. So this Florida man is swimming while taking this bear and keeping his head up.
And
above
they're not
water.
naturally buoyant, are they?
I wouldn't think so. I've never put a bear in water, but I wouldn't think so.
They don't float. It's no. But
sink like a cannonball, right?
So did they mention who the hero was? What his name was?
Adam. He's a biologist. He jumped in, and he was part, one of the wildlife officials that were there.
Fit, though.
Yeah.
Just literally insane. Like you would never think of if you're at this beach just randomly enjoying the day, and then you look over and a man is rescuing a bear.
Did he put the bear on his back?
I was going to say back up even further. Imagine being at the beach for the day and this bear just sprints into the ocean.
Here you go. Here's a picture of it.
Oh, goodness gracious. We're going to post that online.
He's literally swimming and trying to keep the bear above water. And he does. He does it.
The good thing about a sleepy bear is they forget their natural enemies.
Right. Humans.
Like, oh, human. Okay,
hey,
I'll
buddy.
take a nap on you.
Yeah.
Well, I just love 2 points about this story. The first one is
I've got a point also I'd like to make.
Well, we don't know what to do with animals. So since we're always relocating alligators, I love that they find a strange animal in a neighborhood and they're like, I guess just dart it and relocate it.
Yeah, we just push it towards the non-neighborhood part of the town.
Don't take it near Naughty Dave, though.
No, I was going to say no. But second point is good on Adam for seeing that, because I think the average person, myself included, would just be like, I'm not going to go out. It's a bear, right? Like,
he knows what he's doing.
Well, the average person isn't tranquilizing bears either.
No, but I'm saying like the beachgoers though.
Yeah.
Like, they see a bear run into the ocean, like who goes, oh, let me go save it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
But Adam, right. So good on him,
You think
man.
he took his shoes off?
I bet he took everything
and phone
off.
out?
Yep.
Good on you, Adam.
Just think, a family pulls up, the kids get out, and the kids are like, first one in the ocean, and then boom, bear breaks through them.
Yeah.
Me first.
Yeah, I know. But he's so sleepy.
So sleepy.
So sleepy.
I love it. And I have to say, the Sleepy Bear headline, that may go down as like one of my top 5. That's a great headline.
That's a good one, right?
I love
That
it.
could be a beautiful painting.
A sleepy bear being rescued by Adam. Shirtless Adam.
Thank you, Adam. Yep.
Hey, Adam, if you're listening, man, hit us up and prove that you are you, and we're going to take care of you.
Shirt off pic.
Yeah. Prove that you are you by sending us a picture of you holding a bear with your shirt off.
With a tattoo of you saving the bear.
Yeah, and we're going to take care of you. So for real, hit us up, fmofm.com. I feel hooked on those headlines. That's amazing. And the only problem is...
Not ready.
I'm not broken.
Not broken.
I'm not broken. And I need to be breaketed.
So, fellers, I got a good letter, a good question from a listener.
Okay.
And they said, they gave me the idea. They gave me the general premise.
Sure.
Okay.
But you know me, Wordsmith King here.
Yeah.
Wordsmith King. So, Valerie from Tampa,
Hey,
Florida. Valerie. She says, look at your co-hosts to your left.
Okay.
Obviously, you guys are great voice actors.
Yeah.
But if you're in a movie, which role would they be a shoe-in for?
Oh, come on.
Like they show up and they just send every other actor home. And they're like, okay, this guy's got the part.
This is the guy.
Gotcha. Perfect
Come
replacement.
on. I would like to start. To my left is Cameron.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Greg. No, you're not going to be in this one again. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I just try not to make eye contact with him.
No?
Yeah, I don't even look
He
at him.
keeps shining a laser pointer over
I
me.
don't like it. My glasses are reflective. But when I see movies that people call romantic comedies,
okay,
I always picture Cameron as the lead.
Yeah.
So
That's
it doesn't
haircut.
Right. It doesn't matter if it is Jim from The Office starring in it. It doesn't matter if it's Matthew McConaughey,
Mud.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Whoever the male lead is, I imagine Cameron for 3 reasons. 1, handsome, dashingly handsome.
Absolutely.
2, head full of hair.
Absolutely.
Thick
hair everywhere.
Thick daddy hair. And then 3 is he's the sweetest guy I've ever met. So I think he walks into a rom-com and they go, stop right there. He's our lead. Every female wants to be casted as the lead with him. So usually, I know you're looking for an insult, but I'm going to give you compliments this week.
I love it.
I think
What movie? What movie does he just go in? Sweet Tomatoes. I see them in sweet tomatoes.
And sweet tomatoes, yeah, or fried green sweet tomatoes.
A fried green sweet tomatoes?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's
Or the
it.
Green
That
Mile.
Sounds delicious.
That's meat though. That's
Any
Cameron's.
Tom Hanks role, I think Cam would be like perfect competition.
I agree, 100%.
big.
Big, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Toy Story,
Yeah.
Toy Story.
perfect.
Uh-huh.
All right, Cameron,
Definitely.
your turn.
All right. So to my left is Josh.
Hey, Josh.
Hey,
And I, but physically, his sense of humor,
yep.
Josh would absolutely replace Zach Galifianakis
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
in like any movie.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I tried out, but
Yeah.
he's tough.
He's
He's tough to
Josh
follow.
basically tells his agent, just put me out for whatever Zach is going
yeah,
out for.
I go, where's ZG going?
They're on
Yeah.
the first name basis.
Exactly.
I go, just put me in ZG. I hire a Uber driver
Right.
to just follow his lift.
Yeah. Josh was actually supposed to star in The Hangover, but he had a scheduling conflict.
Right.
It didn't quite work out.
I was too thin also.
Yeah,
That
well,
was the
they,
other thing.
they said we're looking for like a comic relief. Your overall like just good looking physique and beautiful face. You're more qualified for the lead,
Yeah, he's too much of a stud.
Okay.
right?
What's that guy's name? Brandon Cooper?
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, Brandon.
I was supposed to replace Brandon Cooper.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
and then
his-
ZG took the second role.
that's it. I know.
Just pushed you out.
That's how it happens.
Hollywood. You know Hollywood these days.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
so
all about who you
Dirty
know.
business.
I'm making eye contact with Josh because I'm next. I want to know what I'm perfect for.
So I see Wayne replacing
Come on,
the main actor in one of my favorite movies,
Mhm.
come on,
Nacho Libre.
Jesus.
As a wrestler?
Yeah. Well, he's always like performing these stunts, these physical stunts, slapping his chest,
Yeah.
eating corn.
He loves corn.
God, he loves corn.
I love corn like Cameron loves apples.
This is true. It's
Yeah.
like a chomp competition between you two. Who can chomp right
Josh
through?
is just in misery every night we record. I'm chomping on corn. Cameron's chomping on apples. So okay, you're saying that I look like Jack Black or the small Mexican fella?
No, I'm saying you could just take that role. You're just such a natural man of men,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
wrestler. You're a lucha libre at heart.
Right. Well,
Absolutely.
that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Now, I want to say this just to clarify for our listeners. Just I want to help you out. I don't look like Nacho Libre, but I've always had a very Mexican wrestler spirit. That's what you're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm good with that. That's fine.
Mhm.
I think the back tattoo that says
Mexican Libre.
Mexican Libre
Yeah.
is really where I got the inspiration from.
And I'm shirtless right now.
And you keep pointing
Yeah.
at your back
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a jerky motion.
I've been hinting at it for like 37 episodes.
Yeah, reference
We
this.
finally got to it.
Thank you
Jeez.
guys.
And
That
he
was-
does his own tattoos, which is weird.
Mhm.
Well, listen, Valerie from Tampa, that was a fun segment. Thank you for sending it in. I think we're pretty accurate with the films we would be in.
Mm-hmm. Romantic comedy,
Yeah.
handsome male model, me,
Right.
and then
Okay.
Mexican wrestler.
Thanks.
Isn't that what y'all said?
I think we summed it
Yeah.
up perfectly.
Perfect.
Well, I've got a story. It's got nothing to do with wrestling.
Okay, turn it off.
Don't want to hear it.
All right, here we
See
go.
you next week's.
All right. So Richard Pope was born on April 9th, 1900.
Oh, we're talking about the Pope?
Yeah.
Yeah, the popes are born on the
Yeah.
100th year.
The even year.
Usually.
Hold on, I got this one. 119.
Oof. He's
If
so
he was
good.
still alive, he'd be
It's that consumer
119.
math I took.
I know. According to legend, he was born in the middle of a tornado.
Okay, here we go.
Which may sound familiar because last week we had a fella born in a hurricane.
Mhm.
Mm.
This
Big
guy
Hill Griffin.
supposedly was born in a tornado.
It's a much narrower time frame.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, a hurricane's going to spend a week.
Yeah.
Going
You've got
over
a
you.
long time to be born. in a
Tornadoes just
hurricane.
pop up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Richard was known to have a whirlwind personality.
Okay.
And many people believe that it was because he was born, and during this time, the energy from the tornado, this is what people say, literally,
Yep.
was transferred to him.
Mhm.
Moody.
Okay.
That just means he's moody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird,
He's
but
a
that's what
grump.
people say about Richard.
Mhm.
Richard Pope, at the age of 7, moved with his family from Iowa to Lake Wales, Florida.
Whoa.
Lake Wales. There's a lot happening in Lake Wales.
Just for the record, that's like right down the road from our studio. So it is fascinating to hear all these
That's
stories.
like,
There's nothing there now. So
yeah.
A par 5 from here.
I think so. Richard was incredibly athletic, and he spent a lot of time playing like traditional sports.
Okay.
Basketball, football,
Running.
baseball.
hate him.
Right. All American type dude. But he really excelled at water sports. That was like his bread and butter.
Stepping on my toes a little bit.
We all know that Cameron's a professional skier.
Yes, he is.
That's the exact term I'd use, professional.
I
Right.
don't know why he wears his skis in the studio.
Clump's in here every week.
I'm
They take up a
practicing
lot of room.
He can
24/7.
barely get in the door.
Always prepared.
Richard was a fantastic swimmer, but he also really enjoyed water skiing.
Okay.
It's basically all this guy did. He loved being on the water. And so Richard's father was actually in real estate. And so Richard, from a very young age, he wanted to be like his dad and kind of do the same thing. And so the odd part about this is that Richard was only 12 years old at the time. So his dad hires him to help him run the real estate business at 12 years old.
Okay. Did he have some keen knowledge?
Yeah.
The thing about it was he was just super charismatic, really conversational.
Okay.
So
Cam, you ever
This house
bought
is
anything
good. You should buy it.
yeah,
from
right.
a slick 12-year-old?
No.
Well, listen. Okay,
I
so
don't know of many 12-year-olds.
So before Richard Pope was a teenager, he sold his first piece of property.
Wow.
Okay.
He negotiated the contract completely on his
Jeez.
own.
This
was his
1
doing.
foot by 50 feet.
Yeah.
Well, his father always said that this kid was very he was naturally charismatic and he was a perfect salesman. And so already this guy's kind of a character.
I
right?
guess you step up to the role.
Sure,
Yeah,
I guess
yeah,
so.
true.
It's said that he would dress in really bright, flashy colors, like constantly neon colors, pink, blues, yellows.
I'm aware of what neon colors are.
Well, right. So if he's on the water, he's that kid out there in the middle of the lake skiing, wearing like a super bright pink swimsuit. But if he was on land as a preteen selling real estate, he would wear like bright blue and pink business suits.
Okay.
So
So
just
you're like same guy.
Yeah. So
Water,
imagine,
earth,
Kid
same
likes
guy.
to look good.
but imagine this kid, right? Like selling houses, selling property, and being like that charismatic that people are going, yeah, sure,
He's not afraid of bright colors.
let's do it. Let's buy it.
I
Yeah,
feel like skiing is more of a team sport because it's only fun for the one person.
maybe.
The boat driver, that's a completely different sport, right?
I know. Well, needless
Yeah.
to say, Richard Pope, he was a personality. And so he spent his teenage years selling real estate, but in his 20s, he paired up with his brother to become a sports promoter.
His brother wore all black. Was his
They did. Opposite personality. But they promoted specifically water sports. So Richard and his bro, they found this huge success promoting speedboat races and aquaplanes all around the lakes in Florida. So basically, like every weekend, they're going to and fro. They're setting up these events and then promoting them, and people are packing out the lakesides to see like these races and airplane shows.
Okay, the aquaplane is just a plane that flies and lands.
It lands on the lake. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't. I mean, but back then, we're talking 1920s.
Yeah, I mean, we see that all the time here, though. I mean,
That same yellow one flies
Yeah,
over
I mean,
like it's
all the
taunting
time.
us.
Right.
it's still cool to see one.
Sure. Well,
I
that's
think
what I
it's
mean.
old to me.
Especially back then, though. I think
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
super
yeah.
new and
Oh, dumb yellow one, just land already.
same plane again. But during this time frame, Richard met a lady named Julie. She was also a skier and a water sports fanatic. So naturally, she falls in love with the promoter. They get married, and it's kind of around this time that his life like really changed. Richard's wife Julie, she shows him an article in Good Housekeeping
Oof. Magazine.
about a man who was charging visitors money to come to his house and see his gardens around the house.
Okay.
So there's literally a guy in a neighborhood who's planting gardens,
Seems
and
a little fishy.
yeah, and people are pulling up in their cars to look at him. He would charge them to come out and look at the gardens.
Nice. So something that grows
Yeah.
that doesn't really cost you much, you're
Right.
making money off of. Pretty
So
clever.
Julie shows this article to Richard,
That's farming.
and Richard's
That's
eyes,
fine.
Richard's
fine.
eyes basically pop out of his head, going, "Wait, if this random dude can do this, I'm the best salesman on the planet. I'm selling houses at 12. I'm promoting gigs, throughout my 20s. I can definitely do this." That's what he does for a living. He's a promoter. So Richard used his real estate connections to basically purchase some swampland off the shores of Lake Eloise.
Sounds like he's starting out at a deficit here.
The
Well,
swampland.
Yeah, it could be. He buys the property really cheap, and then he begins the process of cleaning the area, and then basically
Draining the swamp. Oh,
Draining
here we
the
go.
swamp.
Another one of these.
and basically planting gardens of his own. And when people would ask him, like, "Hey, like, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm planting gardens that people from all around the world are going to want to come see."
I heard about this guy that had this garden at his house, trying to do the same thing.
Just on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
And I'm going to charge more money than he charged, obviously.
And they're like, you know,
My garden's going to be better.
that's a swampland, though.
He's like, trust me, it's the best gardens
That
ever.
guy started with just an acre of plain land.
By his house. So Richard and Julie Pope, they spend the next 5 years slowly expanding the property and building infrastructure to support all the guests that they believe were going to arrive.
Okay, wow.
So they're really faithful in this. And on January 2nd, 1936, Richard Pope officially opened his own theme park called Cypress Gardens.
Beautiful.
This sounds close by.
It is close by. So it's this theme park that's just basically it's just botanical gardens and really kind of back to the basics.
Entertainment.
Simple entertainment. Yeah. He charged visitors 25 cents to enter. And basically, it was an immediate success. The park eventually grew to over 200 acres of land and hosted 1 million visitors annually within the first couple of years.
Wow.
Who is this original gardener? Because he's really owed a lot of credit.
Yeah.
Well, I think, and what's fascinating is it said that Richard and Julie Pope, they wanted their theme park to provide people with an escape from reality, but like in a natural way.
Yeah.
So this is around
Not
the same,
drugs, Cameron.
right? But this is around the same time that like circuses are doing really well. So those are like
Which
really
is crazy entertainment.
Yeah, it's
Gives
one
it
extreme. Like it's crazy. It's kind of like really oddball stuff. So what they're doing is kind of back to the basics, really natural stuff. So there's no bright lights or anything like that. It's just very botanical gardens, nature observatories.
I think it's as back to the basics you can get besides just mud.
Literally plants. Pretty plants.
Pretty plants.
So originally, the park featured Southern belles working as hostesses. So if you aren't familiar with that, it's like the stereotypical Southern,
Like the big dresses.
fancy umbrellas.
Yeah.
You ain't like the other boys.
I do
I like
declare.
that.
Yeah, I do declare.
declare.
Right, that kind of stuff, right? So these ladies were in charge of greeting you at the park, showing you around, serving the food, like very kind of classic South. In their entertainment style. So during World War II, there was a group of soldiers who were waiting to deploy from Tampa, and they saw some photographs of Cypress Gardens. Now, the park is built around Lake Eloise, and so in these photographs, the soldiers saw people skiing on the lake.
Okay.
So these soldiers believed that the skiers were part of a show at Cypress Gardens.
Oh.
But the issue was that it was still a public lake. So these were just random people who happened to be skiing.
That day that snapshots were taken.
Absolutely.
Rich people with boats in 1930s.
Yeah.
So,
Jeez, yeah, you're right.
so these soldiers who are about to deploy to freaking Normandy in World War II,
No.
they drive all the way across the state to Cypress Gardens to see the ski show that doesn't
goodness.
exist.
What?
So when they arrive at the park, they're asking like where it's at, and there's all this confusion.
And the Bells are known for their hospitality.
So exactly. So one of the bells goes and gets Julie Pope, Richard's wife, and says, "There's these soldiers here. They're about to deploy, and they want to see a ski show. We don't have a ski show."
Wow.
Richard's like, hold my beer.
That is exactly what happened. Julie goes and gets Richard. Remember, she used to be a skier.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
okay, yeah.
so Julie,
Yeah, don't forget about her, Cam.
I already did.
Julie, Richard, and a few of their friends who they had on staff, who they all knew from the water sports community,
Wow.
they put on an impromptu ski performance for these soldiers. So everybody's at the park that day. They come see the ski show. The soldiers see the ski show, and it's that's a huge freaking hit.
You talk about some real improv.
Right.
Yeah.
Richard's
A
been
ski show improv.
right.
Well, if this guy's so smart, why didn't you think to do this already? I mean, come on.
Well, now he's got the idea. Basically, Richard has like been waiting his whole life for this moment.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I mean. Like, this is what he was made for.
But
Right.
he's not like braggy. You know, he don't want to show off his skills. He's like, look at my garden. Look
Right.
at the bells.
Look what creation did.
Yeah.
So it's a huge hit. The following week, 800 soldiers
Oh,
who
my
were about to
goodness.
deploy show up at Cypress Gardens to see the ski show.
Okay.
And
Cypress
so,
Gardens delayed World War II.
right. So basically, from that point forward, water skiing was a huge part of what they offered at the theme park. And so they began hiring professional skiers who would coordinate these acrobatic shows and basically perform on the water all day long. Richard Pope,
Jeez.
he worked tirelessly to promote the park during this
And
time
probably
period.
to build a stadium because 800 people showed up.
Yeah.
Right. It's so Richard promoted the park so much that in the first year, he produced over 500 newsreels and 75 short films to help get the word out about
Jeez.
Cypress Gardens.
Goodness.
That's in the first year. So basically, this guy is kind of responsible for the boom in Florida tourism. Like prior to that,
Wow.
there wasn't a whole lot of like tourism to this. I mean, it's
And Central Florida, yeah. There's
right. It's the 30s, so people aren't coming to Florida to hang out.
mugginess.
Right, exactly. Swamps. So this guy is using his real estate skills, his promoter abilities, and like his pro water sports skills to basically build a theme park that's a laundry list of things he's good at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's custom fitted to him. But at its height, Cypress Gardens was nationally famous. It was used as a movie set for multiple blockbusters. And Johnny Carson even insisted that the Tonight Show be filmed there multiple times.
Really?
Yeah.
Ken, what's your Johnny Carson impression?
Go ahead.
It's a me, Johnny Carson.
That's
Man,
spot on.
That is dead on.
That's
Wow.
not a recording.
No,
That's
that was for real.
That was Cameron.
Bill Hader's going to be like, uh-oh, I got competition.
So celebrities like Elvis Presley always made a point
Cam.
to come to Cypress Gardens.
It's a me.
It's a me, Elvis Presley.
He always said that, though.
He did do
Yeah,
that. He did do that. In fact, at a certain point, foreign dignitaries started showing up because
Jeez.
they wanted to see the gardens. It was just insane in its heyday. So basically, Richard Pope was branded the king of Florida tourism.
Wow.
Whoa.
And
We
for
got
all
the
the
king of citrus.
Man, I've always wanted that branding though.
The king. You want the
of
king.
Florida tourism,
Of Florida tourism. Yeah.
King of Florida podcast. That's
that
what
sounds
you are,
great.
Cam.
he is. And so in his later years, Richard actually retired, and he served as the vice president of the American Water Ski Association.
What? Okay, you probably met him then.
I probably
Cam.
have.
Look at this guy.
Well, he also helped form the International Water Ski Federation. This was like a global community for water skiers.
They
and
sound
kind
like they would like battle.
of like water ski battles.
Yeah.
His son, Richard Pope Jr., was the first person to successfully barefoot water ski.
Okay.
Which is a pretty popular thing kind
Yeah.
of now, like in the shows. But a fun fact to kind of send us out here, Richard and his son are the only father-son pair in a sporting hall of fame. Like a water sporting hall of fame.
Wow.
So they both kind of went down in history, and it's kind of cool. It kind of touches home because again, one of our very own hosts, Cameron, is a professional water skier. So for him to learn and know about, I would say his idol,
Yeah.
Richard Pope.
Yeah. The poster's right behind you.
Yeah.
And he always said barefoot skiing is for people who can't ski on wood.
He said that. And when we did the episode on Barefoot Mailman, he actually opened, we had to cut it out, but he opened by saying Barefoot Mailman, more like barefoot water skiing.
Yeah.
And we didn't understand it.
I said that.
Josh and I didn't
I
understand it.
didn't get it at the
And-
time.
and now
but
we
he
do.
He was leading us to 37.
And now Cypress Gardens.
Look
Now
at
it's
you.
Legoland.
That is true.
Ugh, woof.
Cypress Gardens did go out, and Legoland
They
kind
are
of
a
bought
great
it.
company, European, Swiss or
Right, yeah.
one of those cool
But they're no
countries.
Cypress Gardens.
They're not. But that's an awesome part of Florida history. That's right down the road from us. So that was kind of neat. But it's been a great week. Thank you guys so much for always supporting the show with your encouragement and
Letters.
supporting it with your letters and your questions.
Skywriting.
We love it.
Yeah.
But thank you for your financial donations last week. Super helpful.
Super blessing.
And FMOFM.com if you want to hang out with us at our social media page. It's FMOFM Podcast. And we love you guys. We appreciate you. It's been a great week.
Awesome week.
Ski you later.